Hello guys, and welcome back to another video on the Mr. Coller Roaster YouTube channel.
Today we'll be taking a look back at all the best roller coasters that we rode for the first time in 2023.
We got a combined 78 new credits in the year, across 13 theme parks in 6 different countries.
The first of our 10 favourite new credits from 2023 is F.L.Y at Phantasialand in Germany. This is a Vekoma flying launch coaster that opened in 2020. With over 4,000 feet of track, this is the world's longest flying coaster. The most impressive part of F.L.Y is the incredible steampunk theming in the Rootberg area. The views from on-ride and off-ride are amazing everywhere you look. The coaster itself features 2 launches, 2 inversions, and reaches speeds of up to 49 miles per hour. There aren't really any standout elements, but it's a complete experience that I really enjoyed. It wasn't quite my favourite ride at the park. We'll come to that one later in the video.
Next up is Goliath at Walibi, Holland. This Untamed mega coaster is the tallest and fastest roller coaster in all of the Netherlands, with a height of 154 feet and a top speed of 66 miles per hour.
The ride is in the speed zone area at the back of the park.
The beginning and end of the layout have some good airtime moments, but the middle section is less exciting.
Our favourite element is probably the first camelback, as it has great sustained ejector airtime. Overall, it's a fun coaster that's very re-rideable. Kondaa at Walibi, Belgium is another Untamed mega coaster that I rode for the first time this year. I had one day at the park in April and managed to get 10 rides on Kondaa thanks to the single rider line. This ride opened 19 years after Goliath and is definitely better. Kondaa has multiple strong airtime moments, including one of the best first drops of any coaster I've been on. The non-inverting cobra roll is an interesting element, but not one of the best parts of the ride. The ending reminds me of Steel Vengeance, with the quick pops of ejector airtime. The back is definitely my favourite row, as it has the best airtime. Kondaa made it into my overall top 5 coasters, just below Zadra and above Maverick.
I went to Efteling in July, and my favourite coaster there was Joris and Draak, the park's dueling GCI wooden coaster. The 2 sides are fire and water, and the racing aspect really adds to the experience. The first drop of both sides is great, and the airtime is really good throughout the whole ride. It's so much fun. It has a top speed of 47 miles per hour, and feels even faster towards the end of the day. The single rider queue was usually very short, so I was able to get a lot of rides in throughout my 2 days at the park. The water side was my favourite, and I enjoyed it most towards the back of the train. I haven't been on that many wooden coasters, but this is definitely the best of the ones I've done.
Lost Gravity at Walibi, Holland is another one of our favourites from the year.
This was the first ever Mack Big Dipper, opening in 2016.
As the name suggests, the theme is based on what has happened after gravity is gone.
The coaster has a height of 105 feet and a top speed of 54 miles per hour.
The first drop is really good and is followed by a speed hill that also gives great airtime.
There are also 2 inversions that both have good hang time.
It's not the longest of layouts, but it does have some strong forces.
If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to watch our weird and wonderful music video for this coaster. The link is in the description.
We rode a lot of coasters in 2023, but the one that stands out the most is Ride to Happiness at Plopsaland, Panne.
After 17 rides on this amazing coaster, it became a new favourite for both of us, even better than the likes of Steel Vengeance and Zadra.
It opened in 2021 as the second ever Mack Extreme spinning coaster.
Ride to Happiness is themed to the Belgium music festival Tomorrowland and features a great onboard soundtrack.
The layout begins with a slow JoJo roll that gives some amazing hang time.
After that, there are 2 surprisingly good launches, 4 more inversions, and a couple of strong airtime moments.
The first drop when you're facing backwards is one of the best airtime moments of any coaster we've been on.
This coaster is very re-rideable, as every experience is different depending on the way you spin on some elements.
Next up is Taron, which was my favourite coaster at Phantasialand. This was my second Untamed Blitz coaster, after I did Maverick at Cedar Point a year earlier. Although they're the same ride model, they provide very different ride experiences. Whilst Maverick has multiple powerful airtime moments and snappy transitions, Taron has a greater focus on theming and presentation, with a less forceful layout. Taron has 2 launches, with the second one reaching a top speed of 73 miles per hour and being a highlight of the ride. There are lots of turns that have good near misses with the rocks, but there aren't any inversions. Like F.L.Y, not many moments particularly stood out to me, but the theming in the Klugheim area is amazing.
The Smiler at Alton Towers is a coaster that was unfortunately closed on my first visit to Alton Towers in 2021, but I was finally able to experience it for the first time in 2023. It had been high on my bucket list ever since I became an enthusiast, as it has the most inversions of any roller coaster in the world. The Smiler is located in the X sector area of the park and has a creepy theme with a soundtrack that will get stuck in your head for a very long time. The layout is split into 2 halves with 7 inversions in each one. Even though a lot of the elements are very similar, it doesn't really feel too repetitive. The ride is mainly focused on inversions, but there are 2 hills that actually give some great airtime. It is now my favourite UK coaster, although that will probably change again when Hyperia at Thorpe Park opens.
On a layover in New York City, I was able to go to Nickelodeon Universe at the American Dream Mall. This indoor theme park has 5 coasters, with the standout one being TMNT Shellraiser. This Gerstlauer Eurofighter is famous for its 121.5 degree drop, which is the world's steepest drop on a roller coaster. I love how it stops at the top and you get a great view through the window towards Manhattan. The coaster also has a great LSM launch and 7 different inversions. Some people find the ride a bit uncomfortable, but I thought it was fine, actually smoother than some other Gerstlauer coasters I've been on. The park is very expensive and I didn't have much time there, so I only got 1 ride on Shellraiser, but I'm happy that I went there.
Untamed at Walibi, Holland was the only coaster from RMC that we rode in 2023.
For both of us, this was the second best ride that we rode this year.
It opened in 2019 and is definitely the best coaster in all of the Netherlands.
Untamed is a conversion of the park's old Vekoma wooden coaster called Robin Hood.
It now has 5 inversions, more than any other coaster from RMC.
The first one is a 270 degree double inverting stool, which has a unique feeling.
The barrel roll at the end was also great for hang time. In total, there are 14 different airtime moments on Untamed, and you can really feel them.
Zardra at Energylandia is another amazing European RMC, which is taller and faster but doesn't have as many airtime moments.
Untamed is a very long ride experience, and there is never a dull moment.
So those are the 10 best roller coaster credits we got in 2023. We can't wait to visit many more theme parks in 2024 and film more videos for this channel.
Thanks so much for watching. Hit that brake run.